Home to the Adairsville Tigers in a region rivalry. Two of the best teams in North Georgia going at it tonight. We've got all the action. Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. Gabriel Schrei here, courtside with you tonight. Tim Hall back in the studio. The Adairsville Tigers off the inbound, wanted an entry pass. Gomez was looking down low to hook up with Abernathy, and the ball escapes over the baseline. So this goes back to Lafayette, last touched by Abernathy and the Tigers. Lafayette trailing by 8. This margin is held strong for over 2 minutes of play. No buckets, no trips to the line. Lafayette looking for a change of fortune on this trip. Here's the drive, down inside, floater off the front of the iron, regathered, but this over the baseline. Shirey Walker actually got his own miss. He let it go on a floater, a running shot. Came back over the baseline and regathered it. Nobody else could get to it in time, but his back heel was still off the floor, so the ball back to Adairsville. 4:40 to play in our first half. Tigers lead by 8, 19-11. Coming to you live from Lafayette High School. Tigers floated outside on the wing. Wanted to pull up. Here's the drive. Floater from mid-range. This goes. Nice look. Great job. Tayshawn Jackson takes it to the basket, lets it go, finds the twine. It's a 10-point game between the Tigers and the Ramblers, the largest lead of the night. 4:20 to go in our first half. Ramblers down to the offensive end of the floor. This is taken away by the Tigers. Poncell, the handoff, and Abernathy took an extra step as he gathered and got started with the ball. Lafayette gets a break. Abernathy had a head of steam. Ben Abernathy, big size, great athletic ability. And he's been great already tonight. Somebody the Lafayette Ramblers are certainly keying in on. Isaiah McKenzie runs the floor for Lafayette High School's Ramblers. Entry pass, Williams, and he took an extra step. Back to the Tigers goes the basketball. What a great pass. Zachary Poncell got the ball, walked it up the floor very calmly. Long feed all the way down inside from up near the midcourt stripe. A quick layup. And just like that, the lead extended for Adairsville. 23-11. A 12-point game. Now it's Walker and the Ramblers with the ball. Shirey on the wing, in a bit of danger. Sidesteps the defender, backdoor to Williams. Kept on the floor by McKenzie in the corner. Big high bounce, boarded by Williams, and right to the defender at midcourt. He can't escape Dawson Pendergrass. A lot of hand fighting. Jackson and Pendergrass tangled up on their way down the hardwood. Thanks for being with us tonight. Prep basketball on the airwaves. 12-point game. Tigers lead. They've got it. Inbounding pass. This is Poncell. Couple of quick feeds around the arc. Driving inside from the elbow, and a big collision. No whistle. Tigers get the miss. Poncell outside. Here's one for three from the wing. It's off the mark. Williams double teamed and initially loses the ball, but last touched by the Tigers. Ramblers take back over. To run the floor, it's Isaiah McKenzie. McKenzie stops near the arc, the handoff. Blown tire for Pendergrass. He throws it to the far side to Shirey Walker. McKenzie again, now on the close wing. Steps inside the arc, handoff to Walker. Lafayette just looking for any room against this Adairsville Tiger defense. 7 on the shot clock. Here's the cut to the basket by McKenzie, and the floater's short. Tigers board it. Racing up the floor. What a pass, and the drive down inside. A beautiful finish by Zachary Poncell. It doesn't get any better than that. Just put it right in off the glass. Extended the lead of Adairsville to 14. 25-11, timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout as well. More prep basketball in 30 seconds. Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. All right. 1:56 to play, quarter two. Welcome back to Lafayette, Georgia. Prep basketball, Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. Thanks for hanging out. Great region till tonight. The 15-3 Lafayette Ramblers hosting the 13-9 Adairsville Tigers. Ramblers 8-2 in region. Tigers 9-2. Interesting note, the Ramblers are 5-1 at home. The Tigers are 5-3 on the road. Right now, the Tigers lead 25-11, mostly fueled by a 10-1 run starting at the beginning of the second quarter. They've played 6 of the 8 minutes as we're 1 minute and 56 seconds from the half. Ramblers with the ball, they trail 25-11. Prep basketball on the airwaves. If you have family, friends outside of the state that would love to hear the game, send them our website, discoverwalker.com. You can stream the game free, live, crystal clear audio from anywhere in the world. Ball's lost. Shirey Walker, I'm not sure if that was poked out or he just blew a tire right there, but either way, Lafayette Ramblers get the benefit of the doubt. They'll keep the basketball. Kalis, the inbound. Finley hooks up Isaiah McKenzie. McKenzie from the wing, the entry pass swatted at, and it sails over the baseline. Ramblers send Dawson Pendergrass under the basket. 93 left to go in our first half in a 14-point game. Tigers lead. Pendergrass to the corner. Kalis Finley all the way up top to Isaiah McKenzie. Shirey Walker heavily defended on the line. A drive, a shot, and Pendergrass goes down hard in the low paint. He gets hit with a foul. 81 seconds in our second quarter. The ball back to Adairsville High School. No lead changes tonight. It's been Adairsville the whole time. We had one tie in the opening seconds. At the moment, over the last 4 minutes, 5 minutes of play, a 10-1 run for the Tigers. Quick pass across the floor, back outside. Wanted to shovel it down low and an extra step taken on the elbow. Lucky turnover for Lafayette. 72 seconds to go in our first half from Lafayette, Georgia. Lots of orange packing the gym tonight. And the Ramblers have risen to 15-3 on the season. They won on Friday at Bremen. 55-41 the final in that one. Lafayette coming up the floor and a travel again. This time on the Ramblers, it's Dawson Pendergrass who turns it over to Adairsville's Tigers. Walking it up the floor, the Adairsville Tigers. Abernathy across to the wing. 3 ball. This one takes a big high bounce and won't drop. Second chance effort. This clatters home. Adairsville cleans it up. They're on a 12-1 run in this second quarter. It's 27-11 Tigers. Isaiah McKenzie from the midcourt stripe distributes to Walker. Wants to go down amongst those big branches, but afraid. Kalis Finley takes a feed in the corner, pulls up for 3, can't hit it. Fast break, Adairsville, now they'll slow it up right in front of the scorer's table, way back on the front court. The Adairsville Tigers, 10 seconds in this first half, a huge lead. Here's the handoff. Gomez pulls up from just inside the arc. He rustles the twine. 29-11, and the buzzer beater goes! Oh, baby! Write it down and tell your grandkids that was nuts. Full court buzzer beater, drained to cut the run. Well, I think the story at the half would have been what a great run that was for the Adairsville Tigers, but the Ramblers fork up a buzzer beater to end the first half, the distance of the floor, and hit it. They trail by 15. It's 29-14. We'll be back with some halftime analysis, mostly about that buzzer beater and maybe the game. Prep basketball, Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. I can't believe that. You should have seen that. Do they stream this on NFHS or anything that you can watch it? Man, you should have seen that. That was a full court heave right there. Yeah. Yes, sir. There's 2 cameras, but I don't think they're streaming. I think they're just recording. The one camera is like literally a prosumer camcorder. Like it looks like a very nice camcorder. I told Chris we should just do what all the other radio stations do down here in North Georgia and stream video too.
The next year, as a senior, Justin helped the Ramblers to a third-place state finish, while once again winning sectionals and winning his second consecutive 152 matches.
I don't know. I've been talking to a guy about doing a soccer tournament in Gatlinburg, and I haven't heard back from him yet. So I don't want to have to leave at 4 in the morning and do a game until midnight. Cool.
Returned home and began his career at Volkswagen in 2012. Married his wife Morgan in 2013.
Okay, so it's 29-14.
In 2016. Justin says the most important thing that happened to him is that he found Jesus Christ and beginning in 2018 began pastoring a church in Rossville and now pursues people that have lost their way in life and need their own championship win. Justin wants to thank Coach Lee for pushing him and helping him pursue his true passion. He would also like to thank his dad, Diddy Oldie, for pushing him in the weight room and making sure he cut weight. Justin also thanks his stepmom, Christy Oldie, who made many long trips to make sure he was ready.
We made it to the halftime window here in Lafayette, Georgia, and what an emotional roller coaster quarters 1 and 2 were. Ramblers come out, they trail early. We had one tie in the very opening seconds of this at 3. Since then, it's been all Adairsville Tigers. They kind of ran away with our first quarter, jumped out to a 19-10 lead, but then the second quarter was a 14-4 scoring advantage for Adairsville. Nearly shut out Lafayette's Ramblers. 1 for 2 at the line early on in that second quarter gave them 1 point. It would have been 14-1 at the half, but the Ramblers inbounded with 2 seconds on the clock of full court 3, gave them 3 points back towards that total. So it's 29-15, a 15-point game. There's an awards ceremony on the floor right now, recognizing some of our great community members here in Lafayette, Georgia. Big stuff at the half, really all about those runs. And without those runs, the Tigers would struggle with this Lafayette Rambler offense. Has been so hot all year, but they've been able to disrupt them, defend their best players very well. Isaiah McKenzie is off his game. Pendergrass is off his game. Finley not involved at all. Williams is banged up a little bit, taking a lot of contact down inside. Couple of guys that are playing really well. First of all, Zachary Pottsell. He was money in that first quarter. Hit a couple of deep threes. Nothing but net, rustled the twine and helped build that Tigers lead early on. Gabriel Gomez is playing very well, and Ben Abernathy helping to build that lead for Adairsville as well. Lafayette is seeking their 16th win this year. They're 15-3, 8-2 in region play. And at home this season, 5-1. They've won 5 games in a row, including their win on Friday at Bremen, 55-41. Looking to pick up their 6th straight, rise to 9-2 in the region, 6-1 at home, and 16-3 overall. On the other side of the coin, Adairsville's Tigers are having a great season as well. They're 13-9, seeking their 14th win overall, 9-2 in region, looking for that 10th region win. On the road, they're 5-3, so this is their weakest spot, the hardest place for them to play on the road. And they've won 7 straight, including a win against the Colts of Coahulla Creek on Friday, 55-46. That's really the story of our first half, a 29-14 game in favor of the Adairsville Tigers. 2 big runs. They've really disrupted everything Lafayette does so well through 2 quarters of play. Can the Ramblers get back in it? We'll find out in just a moment. More prep basketball, more halftime in just a moment. Georgia's 93.7, AM 1590. Okay. Oh, I think as long as you think we can get away with. Let's do it. Let's do it. We got 5 minutes, so that'll get us close enough. That's a hilarious tweet. A guy I'm connected with on social media that does play-by-play in Cincinnati, Ohio, tweeted, "The high school broadcaster's nemesis, JV overtime." Most days I would actually kill for JV overtime. I'm like showing up to some high school I've never been to before. There's like no internet. Who do you work with on those? You work with Jim Reynolds? Oh, the new guy. I know who you're talking about, but I've only heard of him. I've not met him. That scares me too, and I'm not even there for it. I'm third person scared on that one. Yeah, I haven't met him yet. There's a student at Reinhardt University I'd like to get involved with us that's very talented. He's been serving as the analyst for all the stuff I do there. Back at the home of the Ramblers, Lafayette High School. We're closing in on the end of the halftime window. What a first half that was. Quarters 1 and 2. The Adairsville Tigers did everything right, shutting out the Ramblers 29-14, the tally at the half, a 15-point game. It started with a couple of big runs for the Tigers. Did really, really well in the first quarter, finishing out 19-10 lead as we entered the second, but then the second quarter was almost all Adairsville. In fact, it was 14-1 Adairsville in the second quarter with 2 seconds to go. And Lafayette inbounds the ball, chucks at the length of the floor, gets a buzzer beater three. Improbable, unlikely, able to dunk it in. 14-4 the score in the second quarter just because of that buzzer beater, and it made it a 15-point game entering the halftime break and coming up on quarter number 3. Thanks for being with us tonight. Lafayette High School live, Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. I'm Gabriel Schrei. Tim Hall with me back in the booth, the studio, making the magic happen. Thanks so much for your hard work, Tim Hall. And thank you for tuning in, being with us wherever you are, your house, your garage, your car, at the restaurant, dining out. Lafayette's Ramblers have a lot of digging to do, but they have a big shovel. 15-3 this season, 8-2 in region. On the other side, the Tigers 13-9, 9-2 in region. The Tigers will start the second half with possession. Here's the inbound, working it around. In a touch of danger. Out front on the straightaway, Zachary Pottsell slows it up. Entry pass to the elbow, Knowles. Defended by Pendergrass. He takes an extra step and turns it over. 20 seconds into our third. One tie tonight. The Tigers have led the entire game. Lafayette with the ball. McKenzie walks it up the floor. The handoff to Shirey Walker. Walker, the entry pass. Kalis Finley off the mark. It rolled across the side of the iron. Adairsville off the board. 2 quick passes. Driving inside. Chucked to the corner and the foul. This turn back over to Lafayette. 40 seconds gone in our third in a 15-point game. The Tigers on top. It's worth noting, I brought this up a couple of times already. I think this is a key tonight. If Lafayette wants to come back, they have to take advantage of being on their home floor, their home hardwood. This season, they're 5-1 at home. The Tigers are 7-2 at home, 5-3 on the road. So a little less effective when they're away from their home quarters. We'll see if that does rattle them going down the stretch and if the Ramblers can get this crowd involved. Walker loses the ball. Abernathy picks it up. Tigers on the fast break. He's got help back door. It's swatted off the floor by Williams. Last touched by Adairsville, so the Tigers turn the ball over to Lafayette's Ramblers. Abernathy going to take a break. Here's the inbounding pass, and the Ramblers walking the orange up the floor. It's Isaiah McKenzie. McKenzie gets a pick, drives, knifing his way. Backdoor pass, Kalis Finley rattles off the glass and drops. He wrestles the twine and cuts it to a 13-point game. Prep basketball coming to you live from Lafayette, Georgia. Here's the Tigers. Long pass and a shot down inside goes. Knowles, the easy bucket, extends the lead back to 15 for Adairsville. The handoff. Pendergrass battles his way into the mid-post. The floater goes. Cash Money. He hits the twine. It's 31-18. So far, it's 4-2 in the third quarter. Ramblers lead. 2 minutes gone in this period. Knowles, close side. Dumped down low. Jackson kicks it back across, and an extra step taken by Potzell, so the Ramblers get the basketball. The Ramblers desperately need to find a way to get a run going. McKenzie to Walker. He flips it right back to him. McKenzie will walk the floor. He gets a pick from Williams. Shovels it. Shirey Walker. Entry pass. Williams, the spin move, and the whistle before he can pull the shot off. Ball turned back over to Adairsville. Adairsville High School's Tigers leading 31-18, 5:40 to play in the third quarter. They'll run the floor. Oh, a beautiful entry pass, but an even better play defensively by Shirey Walker. Potzell was looking down low, trying to get hooked up with a teammate. The Tigers can't make the connection as Shirey Walker bolts in there, swats the ball over the baseline. Adairsville, the inbound. Far side. A lot of pressure on the elbow. Potzell floats this to Jackson. Jackson gives it back to Zach Potzell. Now on the wing. Jackson shovels it to the corner. Here's the three. A big high bounce. Boarded by the Ramblers. Tipped over by Walker to Williams. The handoff to Isaiah McKenzie. 3 minutes gone in our third period. 31-18 Tigers. Ramblers with the ball. They trail big. Pass to the corner. Lafayette gets the whistle. The official on the sideline right in front of the Rambler bench calls that on Williams. Tigers get the basketball back. 5:05 to go in our third from Lafayette High School, where it's 31-18 Adairsville Tigers. Lafayette this season is 15-3 overall, 5-1 at home. The Tigers are 13-9, 5-3 on the road. Here's the drive on the corner. Pass outside. Abernathy wants three. Big high bounce. Nearly boarded by McKenzie. Cleaned up by the Ramblers. Trey Parrish hands it off to him. Long feed. Pendergrass wants three off the pass. And Tigers keep this on the floor. Pendergrass picks it up. He knifes his way down inside. A little kiss off the glass that goes and one. It's 31-20. The Ramblers bring it to within 11. They can cut the deficit to 10 on this trip to the line. It's Dawson Pendergrass. What a play by Pendergrass. Had his eyes on the ball, saw it be tossed back onto the floor, got a hold of it, knifed his way inside, scored the bucket, picked up the foul, goes to the line. He can't convert, but it makes it an 11-point game, the closest we've seen in a long time. It was a 15-point game at the half. At one point, an 18-point lead. Tigers with the ball looking to cushion that lead. They lead by just 11. Just barely in double digits. Jackson, far side. Pottsell. He wanted to go inside, too much pressure. It's floated close side to Abernathy on the wing. Back across, Tayshaun Jackson drives inside on Pendergrass, tries the floater, can't get it, passed outside. Pottsell kept alive by the Tigers. The mid-range floater won't go on the second try either. Boarded by Kalis Finley, given off to McKenzie. McKenzie runs the floor. Pendergrass pulls up with confidence and wrestles the twine. The money ball from downtown Lafayette, Georgia. 31-23. The closest this game has been since the opening period of play. 3:52 to go in our third quarter. The Ramblers are closing the gap. We'll take a break with these two programs. Be back with more Prep Basketball. Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. All right. That was good. Yeah. Great bucket. That was fun. Welcome back to Lafayette, Georgia, home of the Ramblers, hosting the Adairsville Tigers in region play. Halfway through our third quarter, and the Ramblers doing everything right. Now the ball turned over by the Tigers before they even get up the floor. 3:40 to go in the third quarter. Lafayette takes back over with the ball. They trail 31-23. An 8-point game, the closest it's been since the first period. And Ramblers turn it back over to Adairsville. A lot of contact up near the line. Shirey Walker coming together with Knowles. The official blows that one and turns it over to Adairsville. Pottsell will run the floor, leading by 8. In this second period, the Ramblers outscoring the Tigers 9-2. Or second half, rather, not period. Pottsell on the mid-post, tries, off the mark. Tigers keep the ball. Adairsville to Abernathy. He shovels it to Pottsell, knifes his way inside, and a foul. Zach Pottsell keeping the energy up. Battles his way down inside the arc to the low paint. Picks up the foul. Keeps things moving for Adairsville. 3:06 to go in our third in an 8-point game. 31-23. Tigers lead. They've got the ball inbounding from the baseline. From the far side of the floor, Pottsell. And this stays with Adairsville. Tipped away by the Ramblers. Onto the floor, close side after a few passes. Knowles shovels it to the corner. Pottsell through traffic. Back across, didn't like the look. Zach Pottsell again with the ball. Driving on Walker, floats it outside. Knowles wants 3 and gets it to go. Knowles pushes the lead of Adairsville back to 11. It's 34-23. Good time to take a look at our scoring averages for these two programs. So far this season, over 1,000 points for the Ramblers. The Tigers have scored 1,200. Pass to Pendergrass. He drives inside, and he runs the spin move as Knowles goes to the hardwood. There's the whistle. Pendergrass goes to the charity stripe. At the moment, an 11-point game. His first goes. It cuts it to 10. The Ramblers trail to the Tigers. Coming to you live from Lafayette High School. Thanks for being with us tonight. Appreciate you tuning in, letting us be a part of your evening. Pendergrass gets both at the line, 2 for 2. Cuts it back to a 9-point game between the Tigers and the Ramblers. Ramblers outpacing Adairsville in this third period. 2:20 to go in our third quarter. Potzell drives down to the elbow, heavily defended by McKenzie. Flipped outside, Knowles wants to take it all the way, fires from short range. Kalis Finley gets the board. Finley hands it off to Shirey Walker. Walker, back and forth he goes with McKenzie. Now Pendergrass on the far wing. Steps inside, spins, loses the ball, stolen away. Gomez, outlet pass up the floor. Tigers down low, and this off the glass won't go. Adairsville keeps the ball. Shovel to the corner. For 3, this is short. A good look. Kalis Finley gets the board. 1:40 now to play. McKenzie runs the distance. Coast to coast, he gets it to go off the glass. 34-27, the Ramblers make it a 7-point game with 90 seconds to go in the third. From the elbow, kick to the corner. Adairsville's Tigers. Here's the drive. Knowles fires from mid-range. Can't get it. Ramblers get the board. 75 seconds to go in our third quarter. 34-27 Tigers. Ramblers pass it to the corner. There's a 3, and it's off the mark. Wide off the glass, off the iron. Potzell wants to go the distance. Trying to knife his way inside and loses it. A blown tire. Shirey Walker with a steal. Our closest margin since the first quarter. 34-27. We've only been tied once tonight. The Tigers have led the entire game. Ramblers lose the ball. Walker couldn't hang on to it. Puts it over the sideline and back to Adairsville. Adairsville outscored the Ramblers 14-1 in the second quarter. The Ramblers hit a buzzer beater 3 with just a second on the clock. It made it a 14-4 quarter, a 15-point game at the half. And right now, just 7 between these two. Adairsville down inside, didn't like the look. Outside, Abernathy from the straightaway buries the money ball. A 10-point game, 37-27. 20 seconds in the third quarter. Onto the floor, this is the Ramblers. Isaiah McKenzie yo-yoing the orange, taking his time. He'll pull up from the straightaway right away. Dawson Pendergrass gets the board, another chance. Pass across to Kalis Finley, who gets it to go. Finley finds the twine. It's 37-29. Tigers, time expiring on the quarter. Ramblers want the travel. Tigers want the foul on a trip to the line. The Ramblers get their wish with 1 second left on the clock. 37-29. Lafayette inbounds, and time expires as this one shoveled up the floor by Isaiah McKenzie. I gotta say, I think the chances of hitting 2 full-length buzzer beaters down the floor in a row are pretty low, but you gotta try. 31-29, prep basketball. Ramblers trailing to the Tigers. This is shaping up to be an exciting finish. Don't go anywhere. Prep basketball, Georgia's 93.7 AM, 1590. Hey, what's up? Back at Lafayette High School, 37-29, and we've made it to our final quarter between the Ramblers and the Tigers. This is shaping up to potentially become an instant classic between these two programs. The Ramblers starting the final quarter with the basketball. It was a 15-point game at the half, just 8 separating these two to open our fourth quarter. The Ramblers get the quick bucket. McKenzie fires a pass down inside. Kalis Finley finishes it off of the glass. A 6-point game, the closest it's been since the opening quarter and the opening minutes. And Adairsville in some trouble down on the offensive end of the floor, 30 seconds into this quarter. The Ramblers had an explosive third period of play, outscoring the Tigers 13-5. Kind of flipped the script from that second quarter. This one knocked down by Tayshaun Jackson at the line. It makes it 40-31, a 9-point game. 40 seconds gone in our final quarter. The Ramblers with the basketball, they trail at home. Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. Thanks for being with us tonight. Shire Walker floats this close side. Isaiah McKenzie up to the straightaway, gives it off. Dawson Pendergrass in some danger. Ball's loose. Gabriel Gomez up the hardwood, and he blows a tire on the baseline as this escapes the floor. Both coaches shouting out onto the floor. Here's the inbound, given to Zachary Potsell. Tigers pass down low, and Ben Abernathy puts it in off the glass. An 11-point game, 1 minute into our final quarter, 42-31 Tigers. Ramblers, Isaiah McKenzie walking back and forth along the arc. Gives it off to Finley. He wants one from mid-range. It rattles out. Tayshaun Jackson with the board. Not a fast break, but hustling up the hardwood. Floated to the corner. Here's the drive off the glass. It rims and flushes. What a play for Adairsville's Tigers. It makes it 44-31, a 13-point game, and a trip to the charity stripe for Knowles. Xavier Knowles looking to extend it to a 14-point game with 90 seconds gone in our fourth quarter. He can't do it. Tigers get the board on the miss, and the putback won't go as the whistle sounds. The official giving the ball to the Ramblers. Just a reminder, if you have family, friends, folks outside of the listening area, be sure to direct them to discoverwalker.com. You can stream the game live, free, and crystal clear. discoverwalker.com. Coming up the floor, it's Isaiah McKenzie. He shovels this across to Dawson Pendergrass. Out on the wing, he walks up to the straightaway. Entry pass, Kalis Finley off the glass, won't drop, and a second chance. Wow, getting the whistle and the bucket, Trey Parrish. A chance at the old-fashioned three in what's now an 11-point game. The Ramblers trail, a chance to cut their deficit to 10. And a timeout on the floor. Probably much needed for both programs. We'll take a timeout with them. Prep basketball, instant classic shaping up in Lafayette, Georgia on Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. Got it. Yeah, that was weird with the, I don't know what that was. Welcome back to Lafayette, Georgia. 44-33, Tigers lead, 6:15 to play. Prep basketball from the home of the Ramblers, Lafayette High School. Thanks for being with us. Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. This might actually be the home of the Ramblers. They've got all their games, all the action, live, free, crystal clear, broadcasting to you wherever you may be. Thanks for being with us. We're going to put you in the passenger seat tonight in an 11-point game where the Ramblers are trying to rally from a 15-point halftime deficit. The third period looked really good for Lafayette. They outscored the Tigers 13-5. So far struggling in this fourth period. It's been as close as a 6-point game. But the Tigers able to extend that lead back up to 11, 44-33. At the line now, Trey Parrish has a chance to make it a 10-point game. We'll see if he can pull it off. He's waiting for the official to hash something out. Kalis Finley back on the floor. We're set. Trey Parrish at the line. He'll shoot one. A chance at the old-fashioned three. He scored the bucket before the break. Rattles off. Tigers get the board. Tayshaun Jackson. He'll run the floor. Distributed close side. Potzell. Defended by Shirey Walker up to the straightaway. The handoff again. Gomez gives it to Abernathy. He wants to go inside. Ball is stolen. Isaiah McKenzie. 2-on-3 chance for the Ramblers. Floater off the glass. Rolls off the close side. Tigers get the ball. They're running the fast break now. Jackson shovels it to the corner. It comes back to him. He's on the close wing. Defended by Walker. Entry pass. Gomez. Glass bucket. 46-33. A 13-point game. Tigers lead. Well, it doesn't get better than that. That is what, if you're a coach, that's the most exciting thing you can see. An unselfish entry pass, perfectly timed, easy layup, easy money, easy basket. Travel for the Ramblers, an extra step. This goes to the Tigers. Adairsville, a 13-point lead. They get the ball, 5.5 to play. Prep basketball, Georgia's 93-7, AM 1590. Thanks for being with us. Shouted out Noah Collins earlier. Great teacher, great coach, great community member here. Helped me get in the gym today. Thanks, Noah. Big shout out to Sally McGinnis as well. Thanks for all your support. Here's the drive and trouble for the Tigers as this is floated close side. A big collision. Parrish is absolutely run down. Looks like he's all right. Jumps up quick. Thought he was going to be in pain there at first. Came together with Xavier Knowles. Knowles has got a big frame. That's a big guy. 3 minutes gone in our final quarter where it's a 13-point game. The Tigers are pushing their lead. They've been very productive to open this fourth quarter, trying to put their foot on the gas. Pass down inside to Finley, a big collision. Ball back to Adairsville. They've flipped the script from a third quarter that was all Lafayette Ramblers. So far, they've doubled up Lafayette in this final period. 12-6, the Tigers outscoring the Ramblers. We're almost halfway through it. It's 46-33, a 13-point game. Tigers all around the arc, close side. It's Jackson. Jackson, again with the ball. He knifes his way inside. Backdoor pass off the glass. It rattles and goes. Beautiful bucket. Money ball for the Adairsville Tigers. They push their lead. It's 48-33, a 15-point game again. The Ramblers would need to start getting some production going sooner. An entry pass to Parrish, intercepted. Potzell to the corner, 4-3, and it's wide. 48-33, halfway through our final period in Lafayette, Georgia, and a timeout on the floor. These two programs take a timeout. We'll take a timeout. Prep basketball on the air. DiscoverWalker.com. Georgia's 93.7, AM 1590. We'll see you in 30 seconds. Woo! Yeah, it's going to take a couple of really good buckets. They need like a 9-0 run in 2 minutes. Back in Lafayette, Georgia, prep basketball. Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. 48-33, 4:15 left to play. The Ramblers came out of the half. They trailed by 15 at the halftime break. They outscored Adairsville's Tigers 13-5 in the third period, put themselves in striking position. In the early stages of this final quarter, they cut it down to a 6-point game, but the Tigers are producing offensively. In fact, it's been an explosion just halfway through this quarter. Already more points scored between these two programs. 12-6, Adairsville outscoring the Ramblers. And we're back underway. Adairsville with the ball, looking to extend their lead. That's 15 points at the moment. Pass to the corner. Here's the three, and he knocks it down. Money ball. Tigers' Tayshaun Jackson makes it a 51-33 Tigers lead, halfway exactly through our final quarter. Shirey Walker pulls up for three, and it clatters off the front of the iron. Boarded by Xavius. Potzell will run the floor. Long ball, Tayshaun Jackson on the elbow. He sends it outside to Zach. Potzell floated across on the wing. Here's the drive. Tigers get it. 53-33, a 20-point game with 3.5 to play. McKenzie to Pendergrass. He pulls up for 3, and it's short. Tigers get the board. Initially a chance at it. The Ramblers couldn't hold it. Knowles dribbled the ball once, gave it off to Potzell. Now they're back to the offensive end. 3 minutes left to play. Zach Potzell calling out to his teammates. Hands it off to Gomez. 1-2 handoffs. Tayshaun Jackson floated outside to Potzell. 12 on the shot clock. He's taking his time. 20-point lead for the Adairsville Tigers. They just want to salt this away. Running, floating, Jay, short. Good look by Tayshaun Jackson. Cut towards the basket, stopped halfway suddenly, just hit the E-brake, pulled up, couldn't knock it down. Adairsville keeps the ball on the foul. They lead 53-33, a 20-point game. 2:52 to play in Lafayette, Georgia. On the floor, it's Gabriel Gomez. One handoff, 2, 3. Tigers. Potzell gives it off again. Jackson. Back and forth goes Adairsville. 7 seconds on the shot clock, 2:30 in the game. Potzell drives to the elbow, runs the spin move, pass outside. Jackson fires with 1 on the clock. Can't knock down the 3. Tried the range ball, heat check. 2:20 to go. Isaiah McKenzie runs the floor. Shoveled close side. Walker to Finley on the back door. All the way outside to Dawson Pendergrass, and he takes the extra step, turning this over to the Tigers of Adairsville. Adairsville leading by 20, 53-33, 2:15 left to play. Barring a miracle comeback by the Lafayette Ramblers, it looks like the Tigers will improve to 14-9 on the season, 10-2 in region, and win their 8th in a row. On the other side, the Ramblers are going to lose just their 4th game this season, their 3rd in region play, and it snaps a 5-game win streak. Tigers burning clock, less than 2 to play, 1:50 to go. 20-point game, 53-33, Adairsville lead. They did everything right tonight. I'll talk about the runs that fueled this electric win for Adairsville. Talk about the stars of tonight's game and what's coming up next for these two programs during our post-game coverage following tonight's game here on Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. A couple of quick passes up the floor. McKenzie lets it fly for 3. Couldn't get it from a step beyond the arc. 90 seconds left in the game. Tigers run the floor and 1. Xavier Knowles wanted to go coast to coast, and he does successfully. Fouled as he takes it inside and kisses it home off the glass. 84 seconds left to play. 55-33, a 22-point lead for Adairsville's Tigers. And Adairsville going to win their 8th straight, continuing the streak that they kept alive on Friday against Cahola Creek with a 55-46 win. The Adairsville Tigers women's basketball program, a victory in game 1 tonight, a thrilling one, a buzzer beater to win. And a wholesale change, all fresh legs onto the floor. But before they let them play, a timeout, 1:29 to go. We'll take a break, 22-point game. Georgia's 93.7 AM, 1590. All right. No, they're going to let it go, I think. Yeah, I think they will. Do you remember the score of the girls' game? I don't know what the score of the girls' game was. It was a good game. Tigers won on a last-second buzzer beater. Thanks for being with us. Prep basketball, Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. 56-33. Tigers, a colossal 23-point lead. 70 seconds to play. Ramblers with the ball. Here's a 3. Skiffs off the side of the iron and over the baseline. Ramblers turn this over to Adairsville. Tigers will run the floor. 65 seconds left to play as the gym starts to clear out in Lafayette, Georgia. Be sure to be with us this Friday for our next broadcast of Lafayette Rambler basketball. The big broadcast, it'll be on WFLI and Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. Find us on discoverwalker.com, anywhere. Stream the games live, free, crystal clear audio. Tigers working this all around the arc. They lead by 23. Ben Abernathy, backdoor feed, stolen by the Ramblers, 27 to play. Lafayette shoveled to the corner. Outside, near the arc, in some danger. Back to the front side of the floor, and the three clatters off the heel of the iron. Abernathy gets the board. We're inside of our final 20 seconds. Be sure to stay tuned. Join us for our post-game show. I'll have quick analysis on the runs that fueled this big Adairsville Tigers win, our stars of tonight's game, and what's next for these two programs. All that and more during our post-game coverage on Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. And just like that, it's in the books. 56-33, what a win tonight for the Adairsville Tigers. Very impressive stuff. We'll be back with post-game coverage and more. Don't go anywhere. Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. All right. Whatever you think is best. It was 43-40, right? I'm not crazy. I don't want to get it wrong, but no, I always do, and I didn't. I literally have a place to write it on my notes. Like I have a pre-typed thing with a read, and I didn't write it. I don't want to spread fake news. I better check the score. If you can buy me another 30 seconds or a minute to try and find that score, because I want to record this so Chris can use it. Okay. Yeah. 44-41. Tigers rise to 15-8 on the season, 9-3 in region play. Figured it out. Is there music? Welcome back to Lafayette, Georgia. Post-game show coverage underway now here. Thanks for being with us tonight. The Adairsville Tigers make the trip up the road and sweep Lafayette's Ramblers. Lafayette just couldn't hang in there tonight. Both programs a really good night of basketball. The girls' team looked fantastic, but the Adairsville Tigers just making the right plays in the right places in the closing seconds, able to come away with a victory. Now, we've gone through the full breakdown, obviously, during our postgame show of the women's program, so let's do our full breakdown of the boys' game here tonight. It all started in the first period when the Adairsville Tigers outscored the Ramblers 19-10. We only had one tie all night long, and the Ramblers never led in tonight's game. It started slow. The Tigers hit a 3-ball, then a couple of buckets back and forth. It was 6-5 in the early stages of this. Then all of a sudden, Adairsville exploded a run to end that second period, and it ended 19-10. Now, the second period really went in favor of Adairsville's Tigers. It was 14-1 until a last-second buzzer beater, a full-court heave for the Ramblers, made it a 14-4 quarter. That meant it was a 15-point game at the halftime window, and Ramblers way out of that, but they come out of the halftime break, had some good plans drawn up on the whiteboard in the locker room, and the third period they outscored the Adairsville Tigers 13-5. It was 34-27, just a 7-point game entering the final quarter of play, but the Ramblers unable to hang with it and come back and overcome the Tigers. They were hot coming out into the fourth quarter. 12-6 halfway through the quarter. The final score, 56-33 in favor of the Adairsville Tigers. It really felt like they could do nothing wrong tonight. A couple of our stars, a couple more keys, and our final wrap on tonight's coverage when we come back with our postgame show here on Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. Now, just however long is fine. It can be short. I'm just going to record a wrap on both games. Yep. So I won't have music when I come back, right? Okay. Welcome back, Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. Our final coverage of our postgame show tonight, a wrap of both games. Tonight, the Adairsville Tigers girls basketball team upset the Lafayette Ramblers, a big win on the road for the Tigers. Everything was going wrong for Adairsville in the opening 2 quarters of play, but able to storm back in the second half, and a huge fourth quarter sent them to a 44-41 win. Samantha Googe hitting the buzzer beater to give Adairsville Tigers the final score of 44-41. The boys' programs battled it out. The Ramblers cut it down to a 6-point game at one point in the third period of play, but just unable to hang with the Adairsville Tigers as they extended their lead in the fourth quarter down the stretch. 56-33 the final. Great play from players across the floor for Adairsville like Tayshawn Jackson and Xavier Knowles fueled the victory. Zachary Potzell shot the lights out tonight for Adairsville's Tigers. That'll do it for our coverage here from Lafayette, Georgia. The final score again in the girls' game, 44-41. The boys, 56-33. For Lafayette, Adairsville, our entire crew, Tim Hall, back in the studio. I'm Gabriel Schrei saying so long. Thanks for joining us for GHSA basketball tonight on Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. There you go. Yeah, I'm not a fan of all the firewalls. I've been trying to figure out NDI video, and I can't get it to work at all on anything. Yeah, I've got a friend that works for T-Mobile that sells like crazy internet boxes. They're pretty expensive, but they're a couple $100 a month, and you're supposed to be able to get a signal pretty much anywhere and have high-speed internet, like 20 megabits per second up, which audio you only need 3 or 4. So I don't know. I've been thinking about going that way.